What is going on, YouTube? Fabian here with SHFT Insurance with another video today going over some insights. In this case, today we're talking about CrossFit facilities. So specifically, we're working with a company called Archetype CrossFit. They actually found us on Google and later on ChatGPT. They're out of Illinois. Our offices are located in California, but they found us. They're out of Illinois, and they came to us because they are currently at a crossroads right now. Their business insurance policy is renewing and has gone up substantially. This might be something you're experiencing right now, which would make it a very good time for you to perhaps reach out to us to see if we can help you out with that. But anyway, they reached out to us because their insurance has gone up substantially and they needed an alternative. They needed a second pair of eyes to take a look at their business insurance policy, find out if they had any gaps. They also needed us to see if we can help them out with the cost. And so fortunately for them, we are in a position to help them out. We actually deal with many different businesses in the health and wellness. That's actually what we do. We don't focus on any other industry unless we're dealing with like friends and family, things like that. But our efforts are focused exclusively on the health and wellness space. So we know this industry like the back of our hands. So that extends to cryotherapy, recovery, like massage therapy, things like that. Facilities like gyms, CrossFit gyms, martial arts studios, just to name some of the industries that we've served already. And so this gentleman, he does have an exclusive contract with CrossFit, which does change things a little bit for him, which is one of the reasons why his insurance policy has increased substantially. But fortunately for him, we work with many different programs that actually deal with what he does. And so they're able to keep the pencil sharp. They're able to include all the different coverages that he's going to need. And in this case, his case, we're able to prepare something for him pretty robust and saving him some money. And so this is what our proposals look like. And really, I'm showing this to you because I really want you to see that, we are very different. We operate very different from that of your traditional insurance agency. We deal exclusively in the health and wellness space. We know it like the back of our hand, and we know really what problems business owners in this space are dealing with. And so, I've made it a very big point to him to let him know, look, man, we do not, we do not we don't focus on many different industries. We just focus on one. And so the fact that he's working with us is a good thing for him because, he has that peace of mind that we're going to put something together for him that is exclusively designed for his business in particular. And so I also show you this too because I want you to know also something else. When we're dealing with clients, when we deliver quote proposals, this is what you'll get. You'll get a quote proposal that looks very similar to this. You'll get a video very similar to this with my face or one of our agents' faces, and we will go over the entire quote for you via video. Now, this video you get to keep. It's basically for you to keep for record, where we go over all your coverages, we go over what you have, we go over exclusions. Exclusions is something that a lot of business owners don't really even know exist on a commercial insurance policy. Exclusions basically are the reason why you either have the coverage when a claim occurs or why you don't. And so we know this, from experience. A lot of business owners have reached out or have voiced that they didn't even know certain coverages weren't existing on their policy. And so we put together video proposals with videos that have this as a proposal where we go over the entire thing. Now, obviously for security purposes, I can't go over their proposal in specific, but if you are ever interested in getting a proposal from us or a second opinion, there's a link I'm going to leave in the description below. You can feel free to click on that, book some time to speak with us, and then we'll go over your proposal. Now, for this particular client, he deals in CrossFit. So there's a lot of different moving parts, right? So he's got a lot of members that are at, in his facility at any given time. He's got a bunch of different equipment, heavy equipment in most cases, that they're lugging around, moving around. And so injuries are very likely to occur. And so general liability isn't the only coverage that he's going to need because clearly someone can just slip and fall and hurt themselves. But there are other scenarios that could occur as well, and so we want to make sure that when we're preparing a policy for a client that deals in CrossFit, that we're not just providing coverage for general liability, but that we're also including professional liability. There's a lot of owners and employees that operate within these facilities with certification, licenses, and when they're acting within the capacity of their license or certification and they're giving guidance to a member and something happens, it's not general liability typically that will respond in an incident like that. It's the professional liability that in most cases will respond to a claim. And so if you have a general liability only policy and you're missing the professional liability component, you got a huge disadvantage there. In most cases, you will have to self-insure that particular claim. Self-insure is just another insurance word for you have to pay for it out of your own pocket. And really, no one starts a business, no one does all the hard work, the legwork, the working day in and out, day in, and then just to use those hard-earned profits to cover a claim out of their own pocket. This is what insurance is for. This is why we exist, to help you with these kinds of things. Now, that's number one. Number two coverage that is super important when you're looking to insure your CrossFit gym is your business property. So as you can see here in this photo on our client's website, you can see a bunch of different equipment in the background. You also see a bunch of different things like he has like row machines. There's so many different things that business owners are going to use as property for within their business that we need to cover. There's a bunch of equipment, and if you don't have that equipment covered and say your facility burns down, you're going to have to replace all of that out of pocket. And so the cost to insure that property, it pales in comparison to the cost that you would have to pay out of pocket, like you did perhaps maybe in most cases to start the business for all that property all over again. And so it makes no sense to not have it covered. Coverage number three that I believe is probably one of the most important as well is business income interruption. So a lot of businesses, if they do experience a fire or a water damage, a severe water loss, and they have to close their business down while things are getting repaired, they can't operate their business. They can't continue to offer their services to their members because their business is closed at that moment. And if that's the case, you're not getting any revenue for that. You're missing out on that. And so business income interruption is also a component that I believe is extremely important to include in your commercial insurance policy if you're purchasing it for the first time or if you're renewing and you see that it's missing. Very, very important to ask your agent to get you a proposal on adding that. Okay. Now, I mentioned that because look, a lot of agents that I've come to meet in this industry are amazing, right? But most often than not, agents deal in all types of businesses, right? And when that happens, they don't become experts at the businesses that they're insuring, right? And because they're dealing with multiple different things. Today they're dealing with a plumber. Tomorrow they're dealing with an electrician. Tomorrow they're dealing with a guy who restores cars. Tomorrow they're dealing with a gym facility. And so they're never really dealing with all of the different nuances with one particular industry class. We at SHFT Insurance, we only focus on health and wellness. And so we've developed essentially questionnaires that we ask our clients that are exclusively tailored to our clients. We do that in form of an application where we are asking all of the relevant questions that pertain to those businesses that we're dealing with in the health and wellness space. And so this is going to help avoid having those gaps, right? Where we didn't ask this or we missed that or we completely eliminate that. We're asking all the right questions so that we make sure that our clients are completely taken care of. And then when we deliver a proposal, we deliver it in a format like this with a video just like the one you're seeing here where I'm talking and I'm explaining everything to you. So by the end of the process, you know exactly who you're insured with. You know exactly the coverages you have. You know exactly the coverages you don't have, if any, exist as exclusions on your policy. And then at that point, you know exactly where you stand. And then you keep the video for your records for life. And so, look, I want to help businesses in the health and wellness space. We're helping Archetype CrossFit. If you own a CrossFit gym or a martial arts studio or a gym facility, or maybe you run a wellness spa and you deal with cryotherapy, red light therapy, things like that, I want to help you out. We are the subject matter experts in the space. I know we can serve you. At minimum, click on that link below, schedule some time to speak with us, and we will look at your policies completely free of any commitment, and we'll tell you exactly where you're at, what you have, what you don't have. If it makes sense to make a transition, great. If it doesn't, at minimum, you've shopped it, you've looked at it, you've done the due diligence as a business owner, and you know what you have is the best. Anyway, my name is Fabian. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you found this video valuable, please drop a like. Please share this with anyone that you think may benefit from even just talking to us or maybe benefit from our products and services. At minimum, also drop a like on this video, share it, and then if you can, subscribe. It does help our channel out. It does put us in front of the right people that we can serve. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. I am out.